And I ain't even talking to you, bot, so I ain't even gonna say what up, my guy.
What I do?
Don't be laughing, my guy. Don't be laughing. You know we got smoke, my guy. We got smoke in the city, bot. So you know what I'm saying. I wasn't even gonna mind you today. You got smoke. We got smoke in the damn city, my guy. Just know that, cause them rappers, goddamn, I heard yesterday was disrespectful.
Bruh.
So hold on. I ain't done, my guy. I'm just letting you know I cooked like 2 more beats after I heard them shits like that. So I'm just let you know we got smoke in the city, my guy. Hello,
hey man, brother. Iron sharpeneth iron.
Hello, my guy.
That's all it is, man. When I tell you, I've been in such a creative space, man. This week has been crazy, and it's only Wednesday. Like, and I've done. My goal was to take 12 beats to LA. Well, I take 12 to each because I figure I'm gonna play 6 each day, and at least 3 or 4 are gonna get worked on. That's just how I kind of do the ratio. I done already knocked out 10 this week. Just Monday. I did, bruh. I haven't done 6 beats in years in one day. When I say years, I'm talking like my early production, like 2007, 2008. I'm talking about, 13, 14, 15 years. I knocked out 6 beats yesterday. I went live doing 2 of them. And everybody was in my DM trying to buy these beats. And I was like, I'm sorry, y'all. This is for the cookout. You want to get on it? You got to come to the cookout. And even last night when I was with Justin, bro, I cooked them 2 in an hour.
Bro, yo, homie, yo, that record though, that one you did 20, the R&B jump, man. Come on, man. Got the little bells in there, my guy, with piano plink plucks you got in there, man.
Yeah, I just been in a creative space this week, and it always happens like that, because I plan it out like that. I had a couple of mixes to do, and the only reason I let Justin come last night because he put his money down. I ain't gonna even lie, because I didn't want to see nobody in the studio this week. I just wanted to work on tracks, and I just been in a super creative space, man, because that's
you're in your bag, my
Hey,
guy.
son, I hear what you saying, my guy. After yesterday, I got a little nervous. I said, God, now I had to go back to my bag and reorganize.
Bro, I told you I left the studio, bro. I left and went home, bro. I'm good. No, you ain't gonna do me like that. Nope.
Hey, I told Bob, I said, I cooked up 2 after hearing that goddamn one. I said, oh, fuck that. I got some for your ass, my guy. So, but iron sharpen iron, man.
Shalom.
All love. And that's what I'm saying. People gotta understand you can do shit with love. You ain't gotta hate because somebody doing some shit you ain't doing. Show some damn love. It's like, yo, good shit, my guy. And I don't know why so many people feel like they can't tell people they got some good shit. Like, it's people that do. Trust me, I get a lot of people, hit me up like, yo, your shit fire. But there's some more people that want to say some shit, but they just they just like, man, I can't even say nothing. Or I'm gonna come off like I'm dick rider. No, show some love and let niggas know they tough. They tough. If they fire, then goddamn show them some love. That's all I gotta say. Hello.
That's like I'm going live this week, my guy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
y'all not gonna outdo me.
I'm done for the week. I got some more to cut today, but I ain't going live. I just had to. The thing I'm learning in the Wheel, I actually listen to Wheel, man. And I ain't gonna even lie to you. Wheel was like, you gotta post more content. You gotta invite people into your world. So, I don't go live a lot, unless I'm doing something like, playing like when I was playing the Cookout album, to promote the album, I would go live and play whatever and stuff like that. But it's rare that I'm gonna go live doing a beat. But people need to see that process, and it was so many people in my inbox. I went live twice, no, 3 times actually yesterday, and all of them was different tracks. And one person was on all 3 lives, like, "Yo," he DM'd me. He's like, "You got to be kidding me, bro." He's like, "There's no way you this dope." And I was like, "Man, I just be vibing. It's just a vibe." He's like, "I done been on all 3 of your lives." He say, "You did 3 monsters." I say, "Hey, man, shit, that I ain't, that's why they call me bottz. Goddamn it, you know what you expect." So, man, I just, I'm in a creative space right now, and like I'm anxious to get to the studio. Like, as soon as we in the room, I'm back in it because I got lessons later on. So I got like 5 hours to work on, some tracks. So Uh, I got live drums getting cut on one of them. I sent it to Kenny, Sean. This one gonna be crazy too. And then Boogie sending me back two more. I got a lot of live instrumentation this go round at the cookout. So you're gonna hear a lot of concepts I played on the keyboard, and then I send it to people to send me back. My boy Greg been doing all my guitar work just to bring that live instrumentation back, man. And so that's one of the spaces I've been in, and I got some smoke, man. I got some crazy shit that's gonna drop in LA, and we gonna be, man. LA is gonna be crazy, bro. This mixtape, I'm getting more excited not only about the mixtape, but shoot, the Cookout album Volume 2, bruh. We gonna have to.
I'm cooking for that one.
Have a round table to vote these records because I know with the beats being what they are, these artists gonna come up with some crazy shit in LA. I already know this,
Bro.
so
Dog, I'm feeling like I'm gonna say it now early though. I feel like the record the cookout gonna be made in LA. Like I know it's been some fire, don't get me wrong, it's been some fire and the other stuff, but for some reason I'm feeling like LA is gonna be that magic that is gonna just like New York was that magic, I feel like LA gonna be that magic
right.
for volume two. Cause I'm telling you, I'm not even into drill like that, but I made one of, like, trust me.
Let me
I
tell
ain't
you
even in the
something.
drill, but my Jersey homeboy came down. He was down for a week, and I just cooked up some junk. And when I tell you this record right here, like I want to shop the record, but I'm saving it for the cookout because I want to challenge some people who really may not do like the drill record, but I think like of course we ain't gonna be talking about too much crazy shit, but I feel like this drill record gonna be a next little dance craze. So so yeah, man, y'all, yeah, man, just come to LA. That's all I gotta tell you. If you ain't
Man.
coming too damn late, but goddamn
Yeah,
LA next week, hello.
but look, Sean got some shit, and I do too. I got some stuff I ain't even playing in LA. I'm waiting till we come back.
Straight for Charlotte.
He played this almost like go-go, almost a go-go-ish type joint, which he might have to say to the DMV, but I think it's still an East Coast. Man, that joint was so lavish. I was like, he played it. I say, yo, you can't take that to LA. You got to bring that back to Charlotte or DMV because LA ain't that ain't it. That ain't it. But I didn't go live yesterday and I finished the cookout song. At the end of the cookout, the last hour and a half, everybody get on the freestyle. So I finished that and it's straight West Coast. When I say straight West Coast, I'm talking about DJ Quick Bassline, Daz Dillinger Worms. That joint is, and it's simple, but it's so jamming. It's so jamming, man. I ain't go live with that one. They got to get surprised. Then Titanic FaceTimed me yesterday, and I was working on a nasty record just for her, because Titanic is nasty as hell, and I love it because I'm nasty. So we get along great. And so I got the bed squeaking in the record, and she called. She was calling me because she bringing her candy next week, and so she was like, "Bots, what candy do you want? You want the regular, you want the praline, you want the." She do this golden vanilla Oreo type. I say the golden vanilla, and so she was like, "Wait a minute, what's that I hear in the background?" I say, "Man, you call me while I'm cooking." She's like, "Is that a bed squeak?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Man, play that," and I played it. She's like, "Bots." I said, "Yeah." This got your name all over it. It might be a solo record for her. I don't know. But I got a freaky joint that's gonna be crazy. And it's so simple. Man, the simplicity, tell you what's gonna be dope about LA. I went back to just the simplicity of great music. Just simple. A little line here and there, a chord here and there, but not overbearing. Because music is kind of at its simplest pace right now. And so even with the joint last night, Ross, everybody was loving the bridge because I did a piano solo. That everybody was it was two people in my inbox like, yo, that bridge. KD, who come in the room all the time, he was on there last night. Like he sat there through the whole live, and I was live like 30 minutes. He was like, man, you've been playing some heat, but that R&B joint you just cooked up live, he's like, yo, that shit is crazy. And it came. Justin is doing a whole reggae album. We wasn't even doing no R&B last night. So I finished his session. This was a bonus track. I just started playing around, and I was like, man, hold up, let me go and do this real quick. I did the beat in 20 minutes. And people on was like, yo, there's no way you mashing through this track like this and it's this good. I'm like, man, this is kind of why I get paid what I get paid. This is what separates me. And I kept telling people, this is why you need a producer. Justin was writing them lyrics while I was producing. And that joint fire what he came up with as a hook. So, you know, artists don't understand the value of having somebody who can, cultivate your sound. And I know his sound. I've been producing him for the last 10 years. He ain't been there in 3 years. He went live and he was talking about bots chewed me out. Cause he said I ain't consistent. Cause he's like, man, I want to work on it. I said, man, you ain't consistent, bro. You ain't been to the studio in 3 years. 3 years. We dropped a project 3 years ago. I ain't seen him since. Then you want to hit me every 3 5 months. Yo, I'm trying to come work. No, you not. So I chewed his ass out last week. I said, man, don't call me unless you got your money and you ready to work. Don't waste no more of my unlimited data, no more. And so he was on his live. Boss was chewing me out. Goddamn right, because you talented and you sitting by the church term wayside ain't doing shit. So but Justin shit gonna be fine too. Ralph, you heard that one joint he laid? That joint is
Man, listen, we need those vibes, man. We need that reggae. We need that vibes back too, man. Because I ain't really heard, you know what I'm saying? I ain't heard nobody really coming like that. Everybody just kind of coming the same way. So I love when I hear a different swag, a different energy, and homie, you talented. So I can't wait to hear what y'all cook up, bro.
that second Jamaican joint, that bloom, boom, boom,
Yeah, I was going crazy on that one, bro. Especially when that when that drop happened. Oh shit. Damn.
yeah. Yeah, that shit crazy, man. It's just good, bro. We're in a creative space, and you just got to take advantage, because sometimes as producers, we don't always got it. You know what I
Facts,
mean?
facts.
You don't always have it, and that's why I've learned in my career when to be productive as a producer. And so I take this whole week before the cookout and produce. You know what I mean? If I don't produce no tracks the whole month, I done probably did. Each cookout I bring like 10, 12 tracks, and I cook them all in one week. And y'all be hearing them. Them hoes be fire because I can't just force myself to produce. Sometimes it ain't there. Sometimes you don't want to shit, you just, and then those become the tracks that we call throwaways. We give to the Rudy Poots, and because it just ain't that vibe. And when you have that vibe and you have that creative space, that shit flow. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I
Well,
said,
well, let's talk about that real quick, but let's talk about being creative. Like, do you feel as though, because sometimes you like, man, I ain't did nothing in a couple of days. I need to go work. Do you think that's forced, or do you feel like you need to do it whenever you're feeling creative? Do you like take a couple of days a week? Because I know me, I work every day, and not everybody on that type of time. So, like, what do you think as far as being creative? Do you think people just need to like not force it, or should you sometimes need to force it to get yourself out of a rut?
well, I used to think about quantity of tracks, so I legit used to do in excess of 6 to 10 tracks per day. I ain't gonna even lie. Like I went back and looked, and I'm gonna play when I get to the studio today. But I went and found my homeboy brought me a track I did in 2004. It's like a Philly type vibe with the like dragon bass line and the slurred drum. That shit blew my mind. I was like, damn, you still got that? But I used to do a whole bunch of quantity. Like I used to look at the end of the year, and I would legit have 300 to 400 tracks. Legit. Now, how many of them hoes was good? Maybe half. Because I go back and listen to some stuff like, what was I thinking? But I was just, let me do this, let me do this. And I was doing bulk, but it wasn't productive bulk. And so as I graduated in my career, I'm going to tell you who helped me realize this, working with Maya. Working with Maya would take between 16 and 20 hours for one record. Blew my mind. Blew my mind. Because, I was in Houston. I'm working with all these Houston artists. We are at a slower pace. It wasn't until I went to Miami and worked with Scott Storch and them and saw, a different. You have to expose yourself to different than what you're used to see. And I was like, damn, compared to them, we work slow. Like we're super slow. Like so I thought you had to do, bulk a lot. You got to do a lot. You got to do a lot. Because I sat with Scott Storch, man, for a whole week. And I would say in that week, he probably did 20 tracks. Yeah, about 20. Cause like he'd lock in and do a couple and then we go get something to eat and then come back and so he did about 20. So I started kind of, trying to gauge my stuff with okay, well I'm doing too much. Because everyone he did was fire. I ain't gonna even lie. And then we did like 4 or 5 together that was fire. But it helped me realize, okay, there has to be a balance. Cause like I say, Maya would take 2 damn days to do one record. Now here I am going from Houston, going to all these different, going to New York, working with Nico from Drew Hill and all that, and they doing quantity records. Like he doing 3, 4, 5 records a day. And then I come back and work with Maya, and Maya doing one record for 18 hours. Well, I mean, one of the reasons because man, look, Maya stacks like each one of her notes be like 10 stacks. I don't know why. She just, that shit get on my nerves. And I told her. But so it had to be a balance. So here I am, I'm still kind of fresh in my career. I'm 5, 6, 7 years in. So I'm still learning. And I'm like, so do you do quantity or do you do quality? Which one is it? Like, cause I see these guys being I was with Method Man and Nelly Furtado, and we cut 3 records in one session. And I think the session was like 8 hours. So we do 3 records, but then I come back and work with Maya, and Maya do 1 record. So I guess my answer would be, it's all about the person, and you got to know how you work. You know what I mean? And I had to learn what works for everybody else don't work for me. I can't. I couldn't just sit there and do like, I hated working with Maya. As cool as we are, she takes a long ass time to work on these records, man. And it just, I, I got ADHD, so the first time I told you I did an 18-hour session with her, I went to sleep on her twice, and I got on the couch and woke up to her with the boom stand sitting in front of the computer. She working. I'm like, God damn, you still on this same song? You know what I'm saying? But then, I think you can't force it. You can't never force it. And if that causes you to take breaks, you know what I've recently started doing, man? I used to always take my lunch breaks when I'm at the studio. I'd stay at my producer station and just, eat there and watch Family Guy, whatever. Lately, I've been going to my lobby with no TV or nothing and just eating my food because just taking that, 30 to 45 or whatever long length time breaks because I know how I work. And I have a lot of work. People don't, I don't go live and post everybody I work with and put a story, but I do a lot of work day in and day out. And so I have to give myself breaks to be productive. And that's not only in producing, that's in mixing. I got to give my ears and my brain a break. And like last night, when I got home, like I was drained, like literally drained. Cause one, I ain't did 6 tracks in, like I said, in like 10, 12 years. That's legit. 6 tracks in one day is draining to me because the creativity I put into it, the energy I put into it, the thinking and all that shit drains me. It drains me. And so like I was tired and I was drained. I just needed to refresh, you know what I'm saying? But I know what works for me. Now, some producers will go in the lab still and do, 10, 15 tracks a day. That's cool if that works for you. That ain't my process. You know what I mean? My process is I dedicate, certain days to produce. And this may be the only week I produce in May. I may not produce another track after this week because I'm going to probably end up with, 10, 15, 16 tracks. And they all going to be fire. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do the bulk. And I learned that, bulk doesn't always mean quality. Because like I said, I had 300, 400 tracks and I'm listening back to some of them. Now, why I ain't going to say I was just trash. I'm just like, well, damn, what was I thinking? You know what I'm saying? Because you're just doing something to be. And as producers, we don't, every track we want it to be hot and we want somebody to want it and we want this and that. And, it's so many technicalities that producers try to do now. I see them tweeting certain stuff, and you got to have your 808s. Like, man, no, you don't, man. Music right now is so wide open to where there's no boxes, no boundaries, no genres. Just make music, man. Just make music. And I played three different vibes last night with Justin, and then he was even like, "Man, yo, my album's gonna be crazy." I'm like, "Yeah, you hitting all the spectrums. You got Afrobeat, you got reggae, and you got R&B in one album. That's crazy." And so I learned how to be productive for me. And what you got to learn your process. If I had to answer the question, I would say you got to learn your process because my process graduated from doing, 5, 6, 7 tracks a day to maybe doing 5, 6 tracks a month. That's legit because also I graduated in my career because I just started out as a producer like most people do. But then I learned engineering. So then now my time is split from engineering and producing, and I make a lot of money engineering these records. I get people
hold on. Let me ask you this about. So, if you was an engineer, do you think you'll be producing more?
Yeah, yeah. I think because I would have more time and more space to be productive in that side. Because there's in the studio with me. There's so many sides. You got the producer side. You got I still do consultations. You got the mixing side. You got the editing side. You got the mastering side. There's so many. You got the vocal producer. There's so many sides in the studio, and I legit have to compartmentalize, you know, the engineer. Y'all hear me say that, yo, I got mixes to do. This is mixing day. And that means all I'm gonna focus on that day is just mixing. And even if I have a thought of a beat in my head, I'm not gonna get on the keyboard. I'm gonna mix because I'm gonna tie all my energy and my mind and everything on that. And so it comes back again, Ralph, to you got to know your process. You know what I mean? Because I've seen you on live, you cooking up. I watched Sean cook up. You know what I'm saying? Sean cooked up at the damn gym. We working out. He on the treadmill cooking up. You know what I'm saying? that's his process. Maybe his mind works better that way. But for me, I legit have to like set aside time. I declined 2 sessions this week. I turned down money because I need to produce. This is production week. Hit me when I get back from LA. Well, I can't wait that long. Well, I'm sorry. Shit, you shouldn't wait. Your emergency ain't my emergency. So
Hello.
I know what works best for me. And even with these cookouts, we want to present. I want to get to the point where I don't even bring no tracks to the cookout. I ain't gonna lie. I just want to engineer and socialize and watch, some more. You know how good it felt to see M. Simile. Man, did you see he had the biggest smile the whole session while they was recording on his beat. That's the shit that I love. He had the biggest smile. Like, yo, I've never had, M. Simile voice is real kind of stoic. Yo, bottz, I've never had, anybody do this on my beat. So
that's his voice too, though. But that was scary.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want the cookout to grow to. Because, whether I get another placement or not for the rest of my life, I'm good. And that's not to brag, I just am. And so I'm trying to bring up this next generation. I like to see, I want to see Kush Nubia, getting some tracks placed on here. I got another producer who's submitting some stuff. Dre. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the next wave. I don't even have to bring no tracks. I bring tracks because we ain't at that point yet. And to make the cookout flow, I gotta have a room, you gotta have a room, Sean gotta have a room, like the last one, Coop came in and had some dope shit. 88 had some dope shit, you know what I'm saying? That's what the cookout has got to grow to. Cause it's gotta grow. It pretty soon, Ralph, you could do a VA cookout. And Sean can go home and the dope thing is we going to his hometown. So we doing the initial launch there. So then 2, 3 years from now, or maybe next year, Sean could do one out there by himself with a whole new gang of producers. You could do one in VA. I dread to say it, but I could do one in Houston. I would hate to do one here, but you know that's where it's got to grow. So, and that's the process of me just knowing, how I work best. And I do work best with artists coming in, singing and do. I'm a organic creative producer. I can, we have a blank canvas, and in an hour we got a monster. So you got to know your process, and then you got to make time to let your brain breathe. you There's only so much productivity you can squeeze out your brain in an allotted amount of time. I had to learn this the hard way. I started wondering why, my all my productions started kind of sounding the same, and my mixes were flat. It's because I was just drowning in it. Oh, I gotta go do this, man. You know what? Sometimes I ain't working today. I'm gonna sit my ass at home watch TV. You gotta have. Well, especially with the workload I have to take time. Like I don't. Sunday is my day off, unless it's just an emergency or it's just a bag I can't miss. Y'all are gonna rarely see me working on a Sunday. Rarely. That's just my day off. I take a day off to breathe. Hang with my sons and watch football or hang with my woman. You know what I'm saying? I just take that day. You gotta have that time off, but we're so pressed. Like I gotta do this. I gotta do. No, you don't. No, you don't. If you dope, your dope gonna shine through. You can take time to relax. You can take time to do whatever. And I realized, and I was telling Lily this, I ain't took a vacation in years, like years before the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So I've been working since, just work, 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 work. I don't stop. And so, next week, Monday and Tuesday, when I tell you, my phone is going off. I'm a steal keys, the mobile little sign that say out of what it say, out of service or something like that. I'm putting that thing because I ain't doing shit. I'm just taking some days to breathe. Why? Because here we go, right back in LA. Y'all know what the cookout demands. It's straight, from teaching the classes, from doing the mixer, doing, help orchestrating the video. That's why I'm so glad Ali coming. Ali got, man, once y'all see this treatment for the video, it's super dope. But you gotta know your process, man. You gotta know how you work effectively the
I
most.
mean, bots, if y'all still need a lead male actor, you know what I mean, for the video, I'm available. My agent said I'm available, man.
You gonna be there. Taco meet, you might be the one she texting because he got a scene where she going back and forth texting some people. So you got to know your process, man, and know your process when you're effective. You know what I mean? And it's different for everybody. Everybody was created different. We all are not the same, but the end goal is to create a body of work that's dope. Have you arrived there? You arrived there, and so I've just learned in my career how to get there, and it's strategic. Everything I do is intentional in life. I always say that because it is. It's rare that something just do, you'll never hear me say, "Oh, that was an accident," because it's rare. Because I plan shit, I plot shit. I'm schedule stuff. People laughed at me a couple of weeks ago on IG when I did a story with my to do list. Man, you really make a to do list? Did you read all the shit I had to do in one day? Y'all don't do that much shit in 1 week. Hell, a month. That's what I had to do in one day. And they was like, yeah, but damn, why you don't put in your phone? Man, what if my phone cracks? Then you know what I'm saying? Old school. I got a tablet sitting next to the studio. Every day I go in that to-do list. So you just gotta know your process. And whatever your process is, bro, you just gotta rock it and embrace that shit. Don't let nobody, speed you up. I don't let people, if they send me something to mix and they try to rush me or something, what? I had a client last week. Just finished cutting the record, and the next day, was in my inbox. Hey, just checking on the mix. I told you 3 to 5 days. Why would you hit me the next day? You you just left the studio. Don't hit me. I'll hit you. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's my process. You're not gonna rush me. You're not gonna put no pressure on me. I put pressure on myself when it comes to production and mixing because my name is on it. But you're not gonna pressure me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens in this music biz. We get caught up from the stuff that other people want to put on us. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I need these kind of beats and I need these kind of beats. Well, are you putting these kind of beats deposits down? Before we even talk about the kind of beats you want, what's your budget? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not even sending you snippets unless you send me. You know what I'm saying? And you got to know your process. And that's my process. And you got to be confident in it. You got to work it. You got to embrace it. And at the end of the day, you got to kind of, hope for the best. But like I be telling people, you got to trust your own dopeness. You know what I mean? Everybody's dope in their own way. Some of us are a little more dope in a lot of ways than others, and that's no knock to the others. That just some haven't grown to it. Because like I'm not the same producer I was 3 years ago. Ross ain't, Sean ain't. Artists in the room, you're not the same. I would hope you're not the same artist that you were 3 years ago. If you are, you definitely need to take a trip to Houston because I need to put some revelation in your life and change some shit up. But you got to know your process, man. You got to know. You got to know when you wake up. Like I know I got to do the room. I'm doing the room from this time, and lately I've been getting out the room on time just because my workload, especially this week. Like I want to get. I'm in such a creative space. I want to get back to creating, and because next week. I mean, the week after we come back from the cookout, I know I ain't gonna be good for shit. Cause it's just, we all leave on Saturday from the cookout drained. All of us. Cause you've used all your energy, you used all your creativity. We ain't really slept. I tell the team all the time, look, we didn't come to the cookout to sleep. Sleep when you get home. This ain't the time to sleep. Wake y'all asses up and get these records done. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we here for. We got to live in that moment and take advantage of that process. And we have such a great process at the cookout now. Everybody knows the process except for the ones who come for the first time. And we got like I think Treese told me we got 14 new first timers that's already registered for LA. So that's gonna be dope in itself because the cookout is 14. We got 14 new people that's gonna be there, which I'm excited. Like I'm excited to see, my fan, Raw, Titanic, everybody, because it's like a family reunion every other month. It literally is. And so I'm excited for that. But I'm more excited for these newcomers who've never been to a cookout, who gonna get to experience it. And I'm looking forward to the records. I'm looking forward to the collaboration. I'm looking forward to the networking. Because everybody leaves the cookout with at least 20 to 30 new followers, people who engage with you on social media, and we just building that family. We 300-400 deep in the cookout, so we building it. And so many wonderful things that's coming from it. So to wrap all that up, brother, because I know I'm kind of going off. You got to know your process, and I've learned it took some time, and you got to figure out how you can be most effective in your process. You just got to know, and it's trial and error. It's like anything. Some people I know. I got a producer, my homeboy, Mr. Lee. He like cooking up in the morning. He don't do no beats in the evening. I say, why? Why you don't do no beats at night, man? Shoot, I think I'm most creative in the morning. I can relate. I don't like to work out in the afternoon. I like to work out in the morning. If I don't hit in the morning, I ain't gonna do it because that's my process. I feel like after I done put something in my belly, I don't want to go to the gym. I feel weird going to the gym after I done ate and shit. So you just got to know your process, embrace it, and then master that thing. And I pretty much mastered how bots moves, and y'all see the end result. You know what I'm saying? The dude Zay Lamb, this dude already got a sync placement for that dance record, and it ain't even came out. He just got it on YouTube. It drops I think next Friday. So you know what I'm saying? He came to me and said, "Bots, I need a disco record." So I'm like, "Shit, say less." You know what I'm saying? 3 hours later, we got us a dance record. That shit jamming. Like everybody. Tim Horton hit me, and Tim is one of the biggest critics I know. He hit me like, "This shit here is crazy, Bots." He's like, "What were you on when you produced this?" I was like, "He wanted a dance record." But that's my process. You know what I'm saying? And I know my process. He wanted to come a certain day. I was like, nah, don't come that day. Come this day because I got X, Y, and Z to do that day. I ain't going to be in no good mood to produce. I know me. After I do a couple mixes, I don't want to produce. My mind is done. I limit myself. I used to want to try to do 9, 10 mixes a day. I do 3. I don't do no more than 3 mixes a day because my ears and my brain need a break, especially if it's the same artist. The same artist, nah, it's gonna get on my nerves. So what I do is if I got mixes to do, I'll do one artist, and another artist because it's all different vibe. But that's my process. You know what I mean? And so I've learned how to master my process to be effective in this music industry. And I'ma land my yacht right there. Giggity.